What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Clyde's Corner Podcast, Episode 3. Juicy stuff that I want to talk about this week. But first, I want to thank everybody for hanging out and tuning in every Saturday. If you're listening to it on Spotify, YouTube, or watching it live on Twitch. Definitely going to be working on getting some guests on soon. You guys have been asking. So we'll be switching it up, giving you guys some quality time with other friends and gamers. So that'll be dope. Thor's here, he's squeaking his toys. Right? Thor wants to play. Anyways, a lot of news this week. A lot of stuff we've been talking about on stream, especially with stuff like Twitch news and the changes that are coming up into Twitch now, and like how some streamers are getting screwed. And now we talked about it on Tuesday when Twitch decided to, was it Tuesday or Wednesday when they decided to drop an article at 3 in the morning. That was pretty great. But anyways, I'm not leaving. I'm not going nowhere. I'll be streaming on Twitch forever. You're stuck with me. Will I ever do a YouTube stream? I can't say no. But you know what I mean. Yeah, a lot of weirdos on Twitch too. A lot of people, people arguing, a lot of top streamers arguing too. That was pretty crazy to see. You know, when you see the top dogs arguing and drama, you're kind of like, what the hell's going on? Or there you go, interrupting the podcast once again. If you could just like do perfect timing, or you can just chew your bone around this time, or treats, or jump in my lap. He always needs to make his entrance known. Right now, I got a 100-pound dog in my lap. That's great. Yes, we do. We love Thor. Just remember, it's Clyde's corner, not Thor's corner, okay? You just got to remember that. Anyways, nothing changes here, but a lot of people were asking like what my thoughts were on it. I just think it kind of sucks that once you make a certain gross, you know, you kind of get a pay cut. You know, anybody that would go to work the next day and realize that they got a 15% pay cut, they wouldn't be happy either. So we love ads. Yes, we do. We love running ads on the channel, and that's why we're giving away $1,000 next month. I do have a 3070 graphics card sitting right next to me. Also, so that'll be in a prize pool. There will be that to choose from, like a PS5, an Xbox Series X, some cash, some gamer subs for a year. You know, we're just putting it into a big pile of juicers, and people can pick the prizes. You know, we'll probably choose 2 winners, so that'll be dope when that comes up. And we'll make sure that you stay up to date with that and know when it opens. With the sponsored game this week, Mech Arena, I said that I would do a $500 giveaway if we hit the downloads. Last night we gave away 100. Tonight at the end of the broadcast we will give away another 100, and then we'll keep you guys posted. But yeah, other than that, I really can't go over much of the situation that's going on with Twitch. For this episode, my main thing I wanted to talk about is kind of like the state of Destiny and where it's at. I know I said I wouldn't want to talk about Destiny much on the podcast, but I feel like it's an important thing to talk about right now. Kind of my outlook on the game. There's going to be some hot takes, some shit takes, some cold takes. Also, I'm thinking of a story to tell. We want to do story time, so give me a few seconds. Let me go get Thor a treat, and I'm going to grab something to drink. But yeah, I want to at least tell at least one story every podcast, so I'll be right back. Come on. So kind of where we're at with Destiny is, I'm currently working on a video that I've been slacking on. It's how to return to Destiny. And I was supposed to have it out by now, but I'm not going to lie to you. I got stuff going on with the house and stuff going on with life, and I was lazy. You know, I'm not afraid to admit it, but I am going to be voicing it over tomorrow and working on that video. Pretty much, I made an alt and I leveled them up from 1350 to 1560 in 2 days. I unlocked all the seasonal content. I unlocked most of the stuff. I crafted my type in. I got Arbalist, all that good stuff. But the new player experience is just terrible. And that's where I want to start. Like, when you first return to the game, it's shit. There's no guidance in the game. It doesn't tell you where to go. You don't even have a resilience mod. I don't even have a 3 energy resilience mod to put on my gear. I only have the 1 to give me +5. How is that even allowed in the game? The base mods in the game should be in the game. I don't understand. Like, I understand, like, charge with light mods, well mods, all those special mods, but like base stuff, reserves, scavs, stuff that people can just put on their gear to get more ammo and play the game a little better, that's not even there. Reloader mods, like, I'm sitting there questioning it, like, what the hell's going on? Now, with what I did in the news story, I went to the helm and I went to the gift of the Thunder Gods and I picked up all the 1540 gear. The reason why I picked that up was I knew that I was going to do the Witch Queen story campaign, and every time you do that legendary mission, you get a upgrade module. You get a whole bunch of loot and you get upgrade modules. I just kept saving all those upgrade modules unless I got a piece that was higher than my 1540. So materials wise, it wasn't that bad. Now, getting your elemental shards and getting your enhancement cores and getting all that stuff, it's a pain in the ass. And I understand it, because what's the one thing that your friends ask when you return to the game? Hey, what's your power level? That's all they care about, because they want to know what content they can take you through or what stuff you can and can't do. So I always tell people, screw getting all the guns, get your power level up. Because if you just show up to the fight and you're at least at level or 5 to 10 under, you can be like, hey, I'm at level, but it's a little tough because I don't have guns. Hey, Taylor, see you in 2 weeks. But it's terrible when you're like downgraded as a player because you don't have certain weapons or you don't have certain exotics. That's why I tell people, take advantage of double Nightfall rewards. Hopefully Bungie doesn't pull a fast one on us and give us double Nightfall rewards the first week of GMs. The first week of GMs is Glassway, and people get rolled by that boss room. I don't think it'd be a good one to choose, but if they do, oh well, there's nothing we can do about it. But it's very important that you take advantage of those to unlock exotics and, you know, get the base game. But again, people aren't going to be doing GMs. They might not be leveled. They might be doing master or even legend, even hero. Even hero, when it's double loot, is not even a bad farm because you could just speed run through it. But again, you could take advantage of the matchmaking. And that's another thing, like, the matchmaking is very unforgiving in the game, because we have to wait until Lightfall for them to try the whole matchmaking raids and all the end game stuff, which I think is going to be kind of weird. You know, everyone's going to, I forgot what those profiles are called. They're supposed to give you like a profile if you do so much good in the game. You're supposed to get like an ego card. That's what I call it. I call it the ego card. So, you know, that's going to be all fucked. But right now in the game, like, it's always the stuff I talk about is the loot incentive. You know, where's the loot incentive when you're playing? Today I played Trials. I got the bow. I got a rangefinder kill clip bow, and I deleted it to trigger chat. And it was kind of funny because it's a bow. Other than that, just because there's a bow and there's a shotgun that's unlocked, the new slug shotgun, there's no loot incentive to play Trials. You can easily get the Trials armor. All you gotta do is play and lose and get those engrams and turn them in, and you're gonna end up getting the full set. I think the shotty's cool. I think you should get a Perpetuum opening shot and then enjoy a new shotty, but the bow is just, yeah, it's not really there for me. But it's just like raids, you know, when I'm helping people. I helped people with, I don't know how many clears I did of Master Totems this week, enough to make the hair run down my back. And I was just getting 5 spoils per run, 12,000 XP per run as well. 12,000 XP. You do realize that's 2 daily bounties. Daily bounties are 6,000 XP. And you can pick up 2 daily bounties from Banshee and go stand in a public space and use 2 weapons and complete them in 2 minutes or less, 60 seconds. That's just crazy. So you're not really getting any beneficial for someone like me to just keep helping nonstop. I mean, I'm stacking up spoils, but again, I wish there was more incentive. A big topic that I wanted to talk about, I feel like Benedict should be brought back into the game. You know, it doesn't need to be Benedict, but I feel like there needs to be a raid vendor. And here's why. This week you complete Master Totems Challenge and you get a token. And you take the token to the raid vendor and they give you an ornament. And you put that ornament on and you rep it in the tower and you say, hey, I beat the challenge. I beat it. I'm a beast. Also, you earned some spoils doing that raid you just did. Why not at the raid vendor? You're able to spend your spoils on weapons that you've already unlocked in any raid. So if you're standing at Benedict version 2, why can't you buy a Cataclysmic from Vow, a Vision of Confluence from Vogue, or a Doom of Chelchis from Kingsfall? Why should I have to get a checkpoint from the raid and just go beat the boss? That doesn't make any sense. You're just encouraging people to spend their spoils at the checkpoint. You're encouraging people to do checkpoints. And that's fine. I'm all for it. But I think that's just GsxrClyde idea right there. You know, when you're playing the game, you want to know what you're chasing. And everyone knows when you're playing this game, what do? You stare at the right side of the screen. That's where the loot is. That feeling that I get when I play the game and I look over at the right side of the screen, did I get it? Did I? Oh, maybe next time. But the excitement, it always in the right side of that screen. That's how it was with Outriders. Any looter shooter game I played, it just, I look over and I'm like, is it there? 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 To me, Destiny doesn't feel like a looter shooter. Because I feel like you just get everything done in the first like 2 weeks and then it's done. And I get it. I'm a streamer. I play a lot, but there's no guns I'm really chasing. I've told people right now in the game, if you get lucky at Xur and get an Arbalist, any energy weapon you want, it could be Arc, Solar, or Void. Put that on with a crafted Taipan, because you get the Taipan. The game gives it to you. With those 3 weapons, an Arbalist, a good energy for kinetic, and a Taipan, you can beat anything in the game PvE-wise. Any dungeon, any Nightfall, any raid. Maybe not just master stuff, like master raids and master dungeons, but that's true endgame. So you can literally beat the game with 3 weapons. You can do it. So if you get a Callus mini tool, it's GG. You know, RB Callus mini tool and type in, it's over. So that's a problem to me. And right now, the linear fusion rifle meta is just so boring. And if they nerf linears, we just go back to Izanagi Rocket. Like, I understand that they can't do much of a sandbox change, but here's another idea. Here's another GsxrClyde idea. Why wait till Lightfall to fuck the sandbox up and totally destroy it and go, new ideas this, new ideas this? Why not do that December 6th? Make the drastic changes to get ready for Strand being introduced into the game, because we all know when Strand gets introduced in Lightfall, it's going to break the game. It's a new subclass. Shit's going to break. So let's not focus on the weapon sandbox. Let's focus on the weapon sandbox December 6th with the new season. Let the community give its guidelines and points and pros and cons, and then patch it mid-season so we're going into Lightfall with a really good sandbox. I know I'm making too much sense right now, but I'm just letting you know how, you know, my knowledge of the game would be implemented. And then this is something I would do, just because you don't want the community to shit on Lightfall. Let them shit on a pre-seasonal season. We have a dungeon coming next season too. But again, people will complain about that dungeon because 1, it's not part of the season, and 2, if you had to buy it. You had to either buy the season or you had to buy the dungeon pack. So let them complain about that, but don't let people complain. Same old stuff. I bought Lightfall and the sandbox is terrible. Strand's cool. Story's cool. Man, sandbox, same old shit. So I think that'd be a good step to get the sandbox worked on before Lightfall drops. That's just me. Stop nerfing movement. Stop nerfing stuff that people are learning stuff in the game, like hot swapping and fast-paced movements. Stop taking the fun away, you know? The bond camera, resilience changes, that stuff's giving players. So here's how I feel about the resilience stuff. Resilience changes are good to a point where new players and casual players can start stepping into the harder content, but there's a point where it's too strong to where it makes the game boring. Like, everyone knows that if you put on a warlock with Empyrean and spam nades and a solar energy, you can keep up restoration at all times. Everyone knows you put on the bonk hammer with Lorelei or Synthoceps or anything, you're not dying. Everyone knows you use Omni as a hunter and they get that damage resist in PvE, you're not dying. Or solar hunter build is cracked. Like, everyone knows what to put on when they don't want to die, you know? And I get it, because you got to remember, they nerfed Protective Light because they said it was too strong. And Protective Light only kicked in when your shields were broken. You had to get your shields broken and then Protective Light would save you. Well, now Resilience is juiced at all times. And I just feel like if you're going to make us that strong, make it to where it's worth doing the end game and, you know, tune it up a little bit. Don't just throw champions in there. Don't just give us a whole bunch of champions and let us just sit there and be like, hey, you know, this isn't hard, it's just match game and champions. You know, actually add mechanics. I feel like master stuff should be removed from the game. I feel like master Kingsfall should be contest Kingsfall. It should be the same raid as day one. That's it. But if you actually do it and complete it, because think about it, someone that fails day one raid, they do not complete the normal or the challenge run. If it's a reprise raid, if it's a new raid, we'll just say Lightfall raid. If you fail contest mode day one, what are you going to do? The next day, you're going to go beat up normal. You're going to learn the mechanics. And guess what? After a week or two of you doing that raid, you'll be able to go back into that contest mode and beat the shit out of it. Easily. You might struggle a little bit, but you're going to understand how the mechanics work because you've got to learn the encounters. Now, again, that's saying a lot, having players learn encounters, because nowadays people don't want to learn the encounter. They just, hey, I want my free carry. Send me through. Just get me my shit. You know, I've got 10 fucking raid clears on Kingsfall, but I don't know any mechanics. Well, why don't you know mechanics on War Priest? Dude, I am a slayer on DPS. You see my light level? I was protecting the moon. I am gonna slay damage on War Priest. I don't need to hold the relic. Got it. I understand. Want to know the easiest way to not worry about shit, chat? Put on div. Be like, hey, I'm just gonna run div. Then you don't have to worry about doing the mechanics. But, you know, I always tell people, every time you do a raid, you should do a different job. Anytime you step foot in a raid, you should do a different mechanic that you don't know how to learn. And if you're playing with people that don't want to teach you, don't play with them. Go play in my Discord. Those fucking people are rats, you know? I get it, though. If they give you a good excuse, like, hey, I don't want this raid to take 2 hours, I got shit to do, that's understandable. But if people are just like, I don't want to teach you, it's like, all right, peace. Go to orbit. Bye. You know. But again, we need more incentive to do the, like, when you sit in orbit and you look at the director, why are you playing? There's no reason to play Control right now. There's no reason to play Clash. There's no reason. I'll go play Mayhem. Maybe Momentum Control to work on some catalysts for some weapons, because it makes it easy to, you know, one-shot people and get those kills for, like, catalysts. But, like, other than that, there's no reason to play Crucible at all. There's not. I said this yesterday when I got destroyed at Trials. When I played Trials at launch yesterday, and since Freelance is active, I played every EA Sports team you could think of. They're 12-year-olds, they're 7-year-old little brothers. I got ran. I got the sauce. Every game was 4-4. If I lost 5-4, I got shit on. And I was taking just L after L. And I'm just like, all right, you know, I just want to hit rank 10 so I can unlock the shotgun. And I did that. Today, came back, played with Pure and Omelet, and, you know, gave people the McRan sauce, you know. We didn't drop a game, 2 cards. Got Flawless, got the God Roll Bow, deleted it. But again, think about it. When Trials launched this season, everybody had engrams stuffed in their Postmaster. As soon as Trials went live, they decoded their engrams and they got the monkey set. You know, they actually got all the armor. That shouldn't be a thing. We shouldn't be able to get all our armor and get everything right off the bat. 2, I feel like it's the most enjoyable playlist right now. Like, I can enjoy Trials. Like, I can play with some friends and just go in there and just take an L or take wins. But I'd rather do that than play 6s, just because 3s feel more fun. But it shows the true Sandbox in those games. You know, people use the cheesiest stuff. You know, I'm a dad gamer now. I used to tell people don't use pulse rifles. I'm using pulse rifles now because I love using Ace and I love using Thorn, but when I go around the corner and 2 pulse rifles shoot me, I get double damaged and I'm dead. Like I don't have a chance. Come here, pup. I don't have a chance, and I just feel like it's unfair. I feel like the TTK is just unfair. You don't stand a chance. You can't even fight. You have to hide. I tried sniping. Can't shoot through the flinch. I don't play with a controller. I don't play with Zim. I don't play with a Cronus Max. That's another thing. People need to realize that so many people cheat. Look how many people are getting caught cheating in games like COD and Fortnite. People cheat in Destiny. Might be streamers, might be your friends. They just don't get caught. People cheat in PvE. They cheat in flawless raids. They cheat in day 1 raids. They cheat in trials every weekend. Some people get away with it. Some people don't. They might toggle their aim. They might use Zim. They might use, you know, mouse and keyboard on console. We just really don't know. But, you know, people are getting caught up. You know, Nick Merck said it best. Because they were asking him about, like, Nadia on COD, you know. By the way, she's great at what she does. He said, hey, if you go to a tournament, you get invited out somewhere and you're not playing on your normal setup and you get fried and you only play good when you're sitting at home. What? We were out before we started the podcast. You got water? You want some water? You want more treats? Sorry, he's blackmailing me right now. Come on. Get your treats. But yeah, it's just, again, it goes back to, it's not worth it, you know. None of the loot's worth it, and it should. There should be a reason for you to play Crucible. There should be a reason for you to play Quick Play. We should be getting armor sets. We should be getting ornaments, you know, something. Not just one either. People are so diehard into this game so much that they want more loot. I understand you want to bring 1 armor set back, but in my opinion, it's not good enough. 2 armor sets for Vanguard and ornaments for GMs. 2 sets for Crucible. 1 new set or 1 old set for Trials with ornaments. People care about what they look like in this game. They care about the cosmetics. They like making cool videos. They like taking pictures with their friends. They like taking screenshots. It's all about the cosmetics. And there's been word on the street that they might take away power level at Lightfall. They might just do the season pass levels. So every season you start at 0 and you can max at 100. That is a rumor. But again, what just makes you want to play the game instead of just protecting the moon and just AFK farming and getting your XP up and then your max? It's like they should give you more XP for actually playing the game. Not 12,000 XP for a Master King's Fall encounter. And I don't blame you. Like, if you AFK and you want to go protect the moon instead of set a macro, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I would do it too. I would do it too if I wasn't a streamer. The reason why I don't do it is because I don't want people reporting me and I don't want no bullshit. I don't want to deal with no rats. You gotta settle down, pup. The first episode, you were nice and quiet. Now you're all over the place. You're okay. Go take a nap. But anyways, like, I just feel like we need more loot incentive. You know, right now we're doing raids. We're just trying to get the red frames. We're trying to get touch. Well, I mean, setting a macro and it's a thin line between cheating and, you know, doing whatever. But again, that's why I don't do it. I'm just saying. But again, we all did the rubber band trick in D1. In D1, to get my swords, I matched my friends in Rumble, and we sworded each other. To get my, what's it called? What's that GL called? Mountaintop. I went on Asian servers with my clan. We went into quick play, and we played each other to get the kills. Work smart, not harder. Come here. Come here, pup. Come on. I let you out before we started, so you're not supposed to be giving me any problem right now. No. I gave you treats. I gave you water. You already did your intro. People heard you. You came up here in my lap already. You can come up here again. No, that's bad. That's what mean puppies do. No. I'm gonna take the earbuds off. I'm gonna take the earbuds off. Come on. You need a timeout. Come on. Let's go get a dentist stick and chill. Come on. Sorry about that. He's probably not going to stay quiet. So, yeah, we knew that was coming. He just chooses to act up in the wrong times. You're okay. Lay down. I need to start planning his naps on Saturdays. From now on, he's not allowed to nap before the podcast, so he doesn't act up. Come on, man. What? Yeah, he's a toddler. Anyways, when I just feel like when a player signs on, they should know what they're grinding for. You know, back in the day, we used to know what we were grinding for. You'd be like, hey, I'm grinding this Nightfall because I'm getting this weapon. I'm grinding for, a Fatebringer, a Maga Loop. Like, there was always stuff to do. And right now, Destiny feels like a Tuesday game to me. I always told you, if I wasn't a streamer, I'd play this game twice a week. That's it. I probably wouldn't play more because why? You got work, you got school, you got kids, relationships, you got shit to do. And the game doesn't give you a reason to keep grinding anymore because once you level up so much, you do your weekly chores. I mean, that's what it feels like when you log on. It's chores. What do I got to do? This raid, doing like a raid to dungeon. I always tell people, like, right now, to sign on, you should do a duality on each character because it's pinnacle all the way through and do a King's Fall normal. That's it. Even if you're under level, you do that. Do that with your friends. Do it with Discord. LFG it. That's it. You could do the seasonal content if you want, but again, like, if you don't want to pay attention to those weapons, you don't have to. It's just down the road, you can't expect to have those weapons or have the God rules. Because a lot of the times when they bring guns back, let's just use Witherhoard as an example. What's up, 9,000? Use Witherhoard for example. When they brought Witherhoard out, the season that you did it, the season that you actually did it, it was easy to get the catalyst. Now, it's a pain to get the catalyst. It's a pain to do all those activities. It's a pain to do everything. You shouldn't have to go out, bud. I let you out before. Please, let's chill. I don't want to go let you out in the middle when I'm talking. People just chilling on Spotify are going to listen to absolutely nothing. Come on, man. You literally just went out 50 minutes ago. You're just toying with me. I get it. Okay. Right hook. Right in the face. Yeah, I mean, just remember, we're grinding for weapons that are 7 years old. And last season was all a season of the reskin. We're just grinding old shit, you know? Mini tool, all that stuff. It's all stuff that was already in the game. Is it cool to see it back? Yeah, I think they did a great job for Kingsfall. Kingsfall and Vogue, they did an amazing job on bringing those back. I honestly think they're really good raids. And they're really fun to do. But the Master's a little tough to want to encourage people to keep grinding Master, because there's no reason to keep doing it over and over, especially every week. Like people that completed it this week, they're probably not going to do a full clear next week. Why? Because you only get one weapon, and that's from challenge. The rest of the encounters, every single encounter on Master mode drops armor. It is high stat, but there's way more sources of high stat armor in the game. There's no point in getting your high stat armor from the raid. I've gotten better high stat armor from prime engrams, you know? And that's the problem right now. The problem right now just leads back to incentive to play. Even when you're playing Gambit, you know? Gambit's been out for how long? And we haven't gotten a new map? No new changes? No forgiving games? Like, I swear, you could be up 100-0 in Gambit now, and the other team gets so many chances to get unlimited amounts of moats, unlimited amounts of invades, health-gated bosses. It's terrible. I've been in a game where I've been up, my Primeval was out, the enemy team had like 20 moats, and they got to invade so many times, and they kept killing my random teammates, or me, that they literally came back and won because our boss just kept healing. Like, it's stupid. You should be able to get so many invades per game. Like, you start the game with 3 invades. That's it. You got to invade early or invade when the Primeval's up. That's it. You got to be strategic with it. You know? That's really, really all you need to it. I did not, Ferrari. That's crazy. It's kind of big. I got a puppy in my lap. Moist actually reacted to his video? That's crazy. Yeah, the core playlist needs a shakeup, you know? But the problem is that they won't do that. They won't let you choose the invades wisely, because when you're playing with random people, the blueberries will invade when you don't want them to. So I understand why they won't, but that's just a base idea. You know, that's a base idea of what you could do to change Destiny, you know? It's what you could do to change Gambit. And that's fine. But what I don't understand is how it's gone this long and not even try and fix it. So, you know, we went over Gambit, we went over Crucible, like Nightfalls, GMs, like I feel like GMs are pointless. I feel like when GMs come out October 4th, people are just going to run it. They're going to do their conquer and they're done. There's no reason to farm it. You know? Mindbenders, the Mindbenders they brought back is alright. The DFA is not really something that an everyday gamer uses. They took out Hothead. There's not many weapons there, you know? Yes, people need golf balls. Yes, people need exotics, but you can only do so much. You can only grind that content so much. And then, again, it leads me to raids. Like, why are we doing the raids? I think that going back and doing some of these raids right now, like being able to have the weekly rotator raid, I think that's a good thing. Why? Because when there's weekly featured raids, the community's doing those, you know? So this week is VOW. So if there's people that are returning to the game or haven't done a lot of VOW, it's going to be easy for them to find players to want to do VOW. Hey, it's the weekly featured raid this week. Challenges are active. Would you guys like to play it so we could farm some weapons that I don't have and maybe you don't have? Maybe get the exotic, or maybe get a good cataclysmic, or get, you know, whatever. So that's a good idea. That's loot incentive. You can actually farm the weekly featured raid. Great idea. That's huge. I think it's good that they took the spoils out of those because everyone was farming Templar for so long. And I told people, when Templar farm was available and you could farm spoils, I told people, please go buy every single exotic you don't have with spoils right now. This will get patched. Do it now. And I made so many videos on it, and people just kept ignoring it. People kept ignoring it. No one wanted to do Templar farm. Sometimes, out of a random stream, I'll be like, hey, Chad, how many people need spoils? How many people need spoils? You know, we could do it right now. How many people need spoils right now? If you need spoils, type 1. And tons of people always need spoils. People always need to farm for them. People need exotics. People need stuff that you don't have. Look at everybody typing 1 right there. You all could be playing together right now, getting spoils. Working on to get 1 gun a week. Maybe 1 gun might take you 2 weeks. A lot of people need to farm spoils, so get on it. Unfortunately, right now, Daughters on King's Fall is the fastest way to do it. And Daughters isn't bad. You run, shoot them with rockets, call it a day on normal mode. It's not bad. But just remember, a lot of the things that you need in the game, other players need in the game. And with that, you can always find people to play with. So just keep that in mind. So I think the rating stuff is there. It's just, again, we need the Benedict 2.0. We need a reason to play. We need a reason to go back and turn in all our spoils and have that vendor. I think that's a 200 IQ idea. Bungie, if you ever hear something like this, just do it. I don't need no credit. Please, just, sometimes you just come up with these great ideas. Please go do it. Number 2, I'm excited to see the matchmaking with raids and stuff. I'm excited to see how that's gonna work. You're okay. I just pet you for like 10 minutes. You're okay. Come here. Come here. Get that. You get that bone. Or you get that squeaker. I got him a duck today. What happened to the duck? Should we show everybody what happened to the duck? I gave him to you, and you ripped his spine out, split his back open, and you ripped all the insides out. Like, you didn't even give him a chance. This guy's done. And once he ripped the insides out, he doesn't even want to play with them no more. He's still working on the cheeseburger. Work on that cheeseburger. It's got the squeaker in it. Get it. They said getting a Doberman would be fun. I've never had a dog where you have to give them so much attention. Always. Always. You tire them out and they go take a nap. But if you do not give them any attention, you're screwed. Right? Maybe we'll get you another friend in the new house, but I don't think you would like me giving another pup any attention, because you want it all. You're like a diva. Okay? You're okay. I'm talking about you. It's okay. Don't you worry. That's okay. You get that. All dogs? Not some. I've had some dogs. I mean, I've had pits and beagles and basset hounds and German shepherds, and some of them you can just train to not give attention all the time. But this is my first dog I've had being a streamer, and you have to realize I'm sitting in a room and I'm just talking to screens. I'm talking to nobody, so it confuses the dog. I think he thinks that I'm talking to him, so he's like, hey, who's he talking to? Because before I even start stream, he sleeps underneath my desk on my feet. He just lays down there. And as soon as I say, what's up, gamers? How's everybody doing? He knows I'm talking to someone, and he freaks out. We're working on it, you know. But with the new house, it should be cool. I'm excited with the new house. I'm supposed to be moving in at the end of November. A lot of things going to change. The stream room's going to change. It's going to be in a basement. It's going to be decked out. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. More IRL stuff. I will keep doing the podcast, but I'm going to be able to do cool stuff. I'm going to have a spare streaming setup so I can invite friends out. and I'm very excited for that. So, this is where it starts. But again, um, I feel like I got my point across on all aspects of the game. More loot incentive, better community building skills, yada yada yada. But like, the reason why I love doing these podcasts is just bonding time, especially people that watch on YouTube. They can see what the streams are like. People that are listening right now on Spotify or just watching on Twitch, it gives us some time to bond. It's fun for me to just sit here and talk to people and share stuff. I wanted to talk about Destiny this week so people could really be like seeing like where I stand on the stuff. Like I said, I enjoy most of it. It's just some of the stuff could be tweaked, or it's like missed opportunities. 100% missed opportunities a lot. You're okay. Go. All right, one more treat and we're done. Just let me finish this up, okay? Go. I'm still trying to think of a good story to tell. Um. What's a good story? This is story time. Everyone loves story time. I told everybody I would tell a good story every podcast. I just trimmed my beard today. I trimmed my nose. I messed it up right here. Can't really tell. Uh What's a good story? Trying to think. Trying to go for like humor or some other stuff. Come on, man. I just gave you treats, bro. Come on, man. Go chill. Just go lay down somewhere so I can talk to chat. Please? No? You don't want to give me any pull? We really got to do this in the middle of the podcast. We got to go out. Well, when he's got to go, he's got to go. Little stretch break. Be right back. People listening, I'm sorry, but he's got to go. He's got to go. Hey, he's nuts. I'm going to speed run. I'll be right back. Let's go. right, I'm back. Sorry. Um, we should. There's some content creators that always tune into these because I do talk about some advice on streaming. Let's talk about my first con. My first Guardian con. That's a good story. Oh God. Oh. Cons are like very, very different as a streamer and a content creator, and I'm thankful for everybody that always shows up to those. I will be at TwitchCon, by the way, October 5th through the 10th in San Diego. So if you're going there, just send me a DM on Discord or Twitter, and I'll probably meet up with you and hang out. I like giving hugs. Butt touches are mandatory. It's, you know, it's how we get to know one another. So be ready for that. And if you want to take a drink or two, I'm down. Anyways, the first time I went to Guardian Con was 2017. I was partnered June 1st of 2017. And I think like June 12th or June 13th was the first Guardian Con I went to. And I was ego through the roof, you know, ego through the roof. I'm like, I'm a partnered streamer. I'm important. Let's go. Everyone's going to know me. We made shirts. We made shirts that said GsxrClyde on the front, never surrender on the back, you know, because that's our motto, never surrender on anything, never give up. And we get there, and I didn't know what to expect. So I was going to get my badge, and this is cool that I remember his name. So I walk in to the convention center. Squeaky toy. Thank you, Thor. Everybody listening is just, their ears are getting cracked right now because you like squeaking stuff. Thor likes being involved in this, you know, he wants to feel like he's involved in the podcast. So anyways, when I go to get my badge, I'm walking up, I'm with James Work, one of my real good buds. And this guy goes, Clyde, and I'm like, yeah? He's like, yo, what's up, man? It's cool that you're here. I watch your stream. Me and him actually share the same birthday. His name's Pale Rider. And he worked for the convention. He's like, yo, man, I watch all your stuff. I'm like, all right, this is kind of weird. Because it's like the first time that someone noticed me. And I was like, yeah, man, what's up? He's like, hey, you know. Oh, yeah, I was at the fairgrounds. Come on, Thor. I'm telling a good story. Give me treats. We've been out. Don't be a diva. I swear he's not like this when I don't stream. When I don't stream, he chills. Like, he's real chill. And, you know, the dog, he just doesn't know what's going on. Can we tell story time? He's attacking me. Oh! Yeah, Tommy Tough Nuts here. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Again, sorry with the breaks. So we get our passes, and I'm like, man, that was really cool. That was really dope that someone actually took their time to introduce themselves to me. So I go to the con, and I knew all the streamers in the directory, but I'm like, do they know who I am? So I wonder if I can, you know, go introduce myself and talk to people. So I started walking up and meeting streamers, you know, that I've watched, and and I remember two people that I met that was funny. So first, Goth, he comes out, and there's a whole swarm of people around him. He's standing in the middle, and people surrounding him, and he's like picking people to talk to and take pictures. And he's talking to people, and he's like, hey, I really got to get going soon. But he looks at me and he goes, I feel like I got to talk to you, or you're going to punch me in the face. I thought it was hilarious. So I walk up. I'm like, hey, man, what's up? Been in the directory for a while, you know, respect what you do, yada, yada, yada. You know, we take a pic, hug it out. You know, it was dope. And then I walk up to, remember, we were walking around with all the same shirts on. And I walk up to Grenader Jake, and his wife looks at me and goes, are we being kicked out? They thought we were security. me and the homie Reject, man, rest in peace to the homie. And I'm like, no, no, I'm not security. I'm coming to say hi. You know, Jake, nice to meet you. You know, and there's a picture floating around on my Instagram where me and Jake like had a flex off. It was funny. Love that guy to death. Love his work ethic. You know, Jake's the homie. And it was just funny, you know, meeting creators. And then the drinking started, and that was the first time I ever started drinking with the community. And we were in Ybor City, and when I tell you we were putting them down, we were getting down. So we were at the bar, and one of my streamer friends comes up to me, not gonna drop the name. He's like, Clyde, I'm down bad. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I just went through a breakup. I'm not handling it well. What do I do? I'm like, well, move the fuck on. There's plenty other fish in the sea, you know? And he's like, well, I'm liking this girl over there by the bar. I'm like, all right, go introduce yourself. I can't. Bullshit. You want it, go get it. You know, that's the way you gotta be in life. I'm like, she's got a friend with her. You need a wingman? Yeah. I'm like, all right. So I walk up, you know, hey girls, you know, nice to meet you. Yada, you know, can we sit down? Can we talk? Wanted to check them real quick just to see, you know, what type of girls they were. Oh, we're just getting some drinks, you know, a long day at work. I'm like, oh, well, same here, you know, do you mind us sitting at the table? So we sat down, had drinks, discussed it. They were both lawyers, local. And, you know, one thing led to another. We're chit-chatting, you know, he's nervous as a little kid, like, barely could talk to her. I'm like, oh, boy. You needed a wingman. You needed more than that. This man was struggling. So Clyde thought it'd be a good idea to, you know, take it to the next level. And, you know, I looked at the girl and I was like, hey, you know, I'm in town for a convention, and you know, we're just chilling here. You know, I'm a streamer and yada yada yada. I do YouTube and stuff, and this is like the community, and this is who we're with, and yada yada yada. So I'm just warning you, like, I'm just in town for the weekend, and you know, nothing's gonna lead to nothing. But you know, you're a good looking woman, and you know, I want to see if you're a good kisser. And yeah, kissed her in the bar. Biggest mistake ever. The reason why is when I started making out with this girl in the bar, my friend James Work thought it'd be a good idea to start chanting my name. Clyde, 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 Clyde. Started clapping. The whole fucking bar started chanting my name while I'm kissing this girl. It was the most weird situation I've ever been in. I'm like, what the fuck? Do I keep going, or do I chill, or what do I do? So like I stop, and she's like whispering. She's like, this is very awkward. I'm like, I know. People are weird. It's okay. Just go with it. And so, you know, that was it. And she's like, hey, I'm going to go check on my friend outside. I'm like, all right. So she walks outside the door, and the bar boos her. Boo! As she's walking out, I'm like, y'all need to chill. Like, what are we doing here? You know, I'm beat red. I'm so embarrassed. I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna walk out there, see what's going on. You know, Holly's out there talking to her friend. She's out there. I'm like, hey, you know, sorry, that was kind of awkward. She's like, oh, it's okay. You know, it was kind of weird, but it was kind of cool at the same time. So she comes walking back in. They start cheering. I'm like, all right, when is enough? Like, we're you're putting me down bad here. You know, blocking. So, you know, end of the night comes. Everyone's getting drinks and closing their tabs, and I look at homeboy. I'm like, what's up, man? Like, your buddy's coming up talking to your girl for you. Like, you know, are you closing, or are you gonna hang out with her? He's like, well, she wants to. I'm like, okay, well, why are you letting your friend talk to her right now? So Uber pulls up, you know, because they were like sitting outside the bars, and I'm like, look, take her, go in there, and peace out. So I get them in the Uber. I'm like, hey, go wherever, blah 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 blah. GG. So that was a dub. So the girl I was with, she's like, hey, you want to come hang out? I'm like, all right, sure, I guess, you know, whatever. I went through a breakup myself before GCX the first time I went. So I'm like, you know what? Usually we don't do these kind of things. You know, I'm an angel. So I guess I can go. So we get back to her place. Nice place. She had a nice place. And, you know, drinks, hanging out, chit-chatting. And I'm like, it's fucking 3 a.m, I'm ready to just go to sleep. So I thought, I'm having a drink, went in the bathroom, came out. Door starts getting knocked on, and in not a nice way either. It was a violent way, a violent knock, pounding on the door. I'm like, what are we doing? And she looks at me. She's like, go hide in the room. I'm like, fuck you mean go hide? What the fuck? I'm literally texting my friends. I'm like, I'm about to go to jail. I'm texting James. I'm texting Reject. I'm like, it's about to go down. Something's about to happen. I'm at this address. Please help. She's told me to go hide. So I go, I'm doing one of these. I'm like peeking out. I'm like, what's going on? And I see the door. I see the lock unlock. I'm like, they got keys. And she closes the lock and closes the door. I'm like, they got keys to the house. Where am I? What is going on? I was lost. And then, come here, Thor. Dude, Thor, it's about to get really good. Okay? Yeah, come here. You can listen to story time too. Yeah, you can listen. Thor's on my lap. So I'm listening, and she's like, just go hide, just go hide. I'm like, no. So the door opens, and I'm like, I'm standing there. I'm like, here we go. It's game time. Some dude's gonna open the door. It's his girlfriend. It's his wife. I gotta get out of the house. Door opens. It's a girl. Oh, it's just my roommate. My face was horrific. She's like, oh, it's a false alarm. It's just my roommate. I'm like, what the fuck? Why were you protecting the door? Why were you freaking out? Like, if you have a roommate, you should have just looked. I'm sober now. You just scared all the alcohol out of me. What the fuck? So I was mad. I was like, why would you have me hide? Like, what's going on? I'm just so questioned. And anyways, so I'm like, do I leave? Do I stay? What do I do? Of course I didn't leave. Idiot. Dumbass. But, went in the room and, did what I said I was going to do. Bust cheeks. You know the deal. I mean, I was there for a reason, right? Didn't sleep at all, by the way. Okay. About 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay. I go to bed at it's like 5. Okay. I'm sleeping. I told her before I went to bed, hey, I got to be at the convention by noon. Alarm goes off at 8 a.m. She's like, hey, you got to get up. I'm like, huh? I got stuff to do today. I'm like, fuck. I'll give you a ride. So she gives me a ride. She's got a nice car. She's got a Mercedes. She was a lawyer. Drops me off at the hotel. I get a complimentary breakfast. I'm like, I might as well eat it. So I ate the breakfast. And then I find the homies, and they're all laughing at me. Laughing their ass off because of what happened at the bar. And yeah. I mean, that was literally my first night in Florida of a con and what I experienced. And I was just like, what in the fuck just happened? And the next day, I showed up at GsxrClyde. It was Guardian Con at the time. Everybody looked like they got punched in the face. Swollen eyes. Everyone's hungover. It was fucking hilarious. I was down bad. I was hurting, dude. Like, I had 2 hours of sleep. Like, this past recent GsxrClyde I just went to, I literally slept 2 hours a night. But I was still at the con every day. And that's when I first started drinking G-Subs. Because I met Monty. He had a booth. I'm like, dude, I'm hungover. And he's like, bro, we just had this new fire blue raz come out. Try it. So I tried blue raz, and it cured my hangover. And I'm like, I didn't know that GsxrSubs cures hangover. How do I get sponsored by you? I'm sold. Go Clyde at checkout. Hashtag ad. But yeah, it was so weird. It was just such a weird scenario. What happened? Like, I felt like I was in a movie. Go hide. Go hide. Like, what the fuck you mean go hide? Like, man. Again, I was young and dumb. You might say, like, Clyde, that was only a few years ago. But, I was down bad. I just got out of a relationship. I took the bait, but I figured, you know, people would enjoy that story because, you know, you guys like the date story, and I've been through some weird shit. Dory, you are not helping today. He's giving me a hard time today's stream. He was fine when I was doing the master totems, but now that I'm just talking to chat, he wants to just jump on me nonstop and play. Don't you get tired? Did you drink some gamer sups? What's wrong? Can you just chill? I got any school stories? School story. I got beat up. You want to hear about the story how I got beat up? Broke my ankle? I've told this story on chat, on stream a lot. Did I tell this story on the podcast already? I don't know if I did or not. I think I did tell it. Did I tell it on the podcast? Not yet? Not on podcast. Not on podcast. All right. So growing up, I got made fun of a lot. I had a beard in 6th grade. People made fun of me. Okay. I was scared to go to the bus stop. And this is good because this talks about bullying and we don't tolerate that shit. I was scared to go to school. My mom spoiled me. She bought me Jordans and the you know, the best clothes you could have, you know, the Jinkos and the Fubus and the Rockaware and the Sean John outfits, you named it. You know, I was a gangster growing up. I was a gangster. I used to dress very thuggish. That was the thing, you know, before the Jersey Shore stuff happened. That's another story. You know, Clyde worked at Abercrombie and Fitch. Oh boy, those were some glory days right there, ladies and gentlemen. That store smells like shit, by the way. So I was scared to go to school. Used to get made fun of in the 6th grade. And I saw the pep rally. I saw the pep rally for the football players, and everybody cheered for him. And I'm like, man, if you're a football player, you're the alpha, you know. So I'm like, maybe I could get into football 7th grade. Well, plans were chosen differently. You know, I was scared to go to school. I was picked on a lot. I was really fucked up as a kid, and there was this school bully. He bullied everybody, you know, and everyone just didn't want to mess with him. He was the guy that everybody was afraid of. And one day I was leaving school and I was unchaining my bike because I got a bike. I got a dyno VFR. I thought I was cool as shit. I had a dyno, and I'm like, yo, if you had a dyno or like a GT Performer back in the day, you know, a lot of people got like mongooses and shit from Walmart, but like if you had a dyno, you were the shit, you know. So we're unchaining our bikes, and the bully comes up and he's like, give me your bike, I'll bring it back tomorrow. I'm like, nah dog, nah. He's like, give me your bike now or I punch you in the face. And I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, my dad always told me, you know, just take it like a man, you know. I'm like, hey man, you ain't taking my bike, you're gonna have to punch me. Well, he punched me in the face. Yes, he did. And I went to get up, he's like, stay down. I went to get up, punch me again. I went to get up again, he punched me again. I'm crying already. It fucking hurt, but I kept getting up. I'm like, yeah, I gotta have heart. You know, I can't show weakness. Well, the 4th time I get up, he thought it'd be cool to just WWE SmackDown my ass, you know? Slam me, body slam me on the ground. And when he slammed me on the ground, he had my ankle in his hand and he like twisted my knee. He broke my ankle. I was screaming so bad. I walked home. I couldn't ride my bike. I walked home. I was walking the bike. And I had about 50 students following me, laughing at me, crying the whole way home. That was tough, you know? And as soon as I walk in the door, I'm screaming, Mom! Help! She's like, yo, who fucked with the kid? Who fucked with the kid? Let's get him right now. We'll go beat his ass. And I'm like, Mom, something's wrong. My ankle hurts. So she takes me to the emergency room. They scan it. Slight fracture. Sprained. It's all bad. My mom's freaking out. So she calls up the kid's parents and says, your kid's going to come over and apologize. Made him apologize in the living room when I'm sitting there on a little, you know, wrapped up, ankle wrapped up, crutches. I'm like making it look bad. Like, oh, it hurts. You know, I was selling it. He apologized though. So, you know, nothing I could do, right? I had to go to school, you know, crutches. I had to have a student follow me around and carry my shit. I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed. So the ankle got better, and I didn't, I wanted to wait for summer to start so I could start working out for football camp. Well, I did. So I was going into 7th grade, and he was going into 8th grade. And when I got back to school, I started getting jacked a little bit. I started putting some size on. That's when I actually started not looking like a little guy no more. And, had the football jersey, ego through the roof. I thought I was the shit. I sucked at football in 7th grade, but I worked on it. They started me at linebacker, and I was a fullback too. But I used to get shit on because the kids, they played football more than I did. So anyways, one day after school, he starts bullying people again. And I'm like, hey man, remember what happened last time? Like, maybe you shouldn't bully people, stop being a piece of shit. And, he didn't like what I said. So, he was running his mouth, but he left the kid alone. So the next day I show up to school. I had swishy pants on. You guys remember swishy pants? The good old Nike swoosh, Well, they were baggy, a little baggy, a little big for my size, gangster boy. And they were blue. And we're sitting in like the cafeteria before school starts, before homeroom started. And he said, hey guys, look, the genie from Aladdin's here. And I looked down at my pants, and it did look like the genie's pants. And he got me good. And the whole school was laughing at me again. And I'm just like, here we go again. I mean, he shit on me. He shit on me hard. And I was just like, man, here we go. PTSD's kicking in. Everyone's laughing at me. They're like, haha, fucking idiot. Kids were laughing at me. And he just kept saying shit, and he kept running his mouth, and like the little Ralphie in me started kicking in, Christmas Story style. Oh yeah, Cleveland film movie. And I'm just standing there like the rage is building up, and I start feeling, something develop inside this alpha lion, The bell rang, and I looked at my boys. They said, watch my back. I got something to do. Bell rings. I walk up to the guy. I said, I'm sick of your shit. And he's like, do something about it. And when I tell you I hit him with the left piece, it wasn't just a one piece. It was a 2-piece and a biscuit. This motherfucker hit the ground harder than a sack of potatoes, just sleep. And I get on top of him, and I hit him with the Ralphie. I just Hulk smash, just banging, saying every goddamn swear word I could think of, just pounding, ground and pound, and it felt good. And I'm like, I'm sick of this shit. And the whole school's sitting there cheering me on. Oh yeah, get him, fuck him up, pull his dick and twist it, In game, of course, in game. We were playing a video game, so it was game time, and it felt good. And I went into homeroom, smile on my face, just sitting there, arms crossed, waiting for the vice principal to come in. He's like, Clyde, let's go. I'm like, yeah, let's fucking go. Getting to the office. He's like, hey, you know what you did? I'm like, yeah, shut the, He's like, I'm going to call your parents. I'm like, oh, they already know. Like, I told my parents that this was going to happen. I said, if I got picked on again, I'm going to do something. So he's like, I'm going to call your dad. Your dad's not going to have a lot to say. I'm like, go ahead. Calls my dad, and he's like, hey, Clyde, because my dad's name's Clyde. He's like, hey, your son beat up a kid. He goes, I know. Good for him. What? Yeah, he's been getting picked on. Guy broke his ankle last year. Probably deserved it. I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Alpha, bitch. So, it's whatever. I take my 3-day suspension, take the L. Again, stand up to bullies. Fuck that shit. Don't promote violence, but stand up to them. Don't take that shit. People get cyberbullied. People get picked on. People get controlled in their relationships. I know guys or girls get controlled by their significant other. You don't deserve that shit, and don't put up with it. Fuck them. Leave them. Just remember, if they won't do it, someone else will. Someone will put a smile on your face every day and make you happy. Fuck them. I don't care if you're married either. Fucking run. That is Clear American orange and cream water right here. I love this shit. 70 cents. So anyways, I didn't do that shit. I didn't put up with that shit no more. So when I started actually playing football, 8th grade, I started hitting that growth spurt. Freshman year, I went into high school. I think I was around 225, 230. Sophomore year, I hit 255. Junior year, 265, jacked fucking idiot. I couldn't even wipe my ass. I was just walking around like big thumb looking motherfucker. Jacked. And guess what? The people that got bullied in high school, I protected them. They did my homework. It was strats. Protect the smart guys. They'll do your homework. Don't let them get beat up. Life lesson. I got their backs though. You know? It was tough where I grew up though. Like, dude, freshman year, you were fighting seniors. Like, dude, I grew up in a rough town, you know. It was a little crazy back then, you know. Graduated in 05, so like I was in high school between 01 and 05. It was, you know, it was the type of shit where you were in school and you just knew, like, hey, today you're about to get your ass whooped, or you're gonna whoop someone's ass. You're gonna shake, you know, we'd shake hands after, you'd be best friends after, but you had to get it out, you know. You had to. It's a lot different now. It's a lot different now in this day and age. You can't do that. You touch someone's shoulder. He touched me. I'm suing him. Look at the swelling. Ooh, little bitch ass motherfucker. Shut up. Weak ass fucking people in this goddamn world. They're all fucking soft. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Like, people are just so fucking like, you want to know what Twitter and this is the fucking year of the feelings. That's what 2022 is. It's the year of the feelings. The fucking hashtag feelings. People need to chill out. Like, it's life. Shit goes wrong every day. Deal with it. Wake the fuck up and realize that it's not going to get better. It can only get worse. So stop whining what other people are doing. If shit's wrong in your life, fix it. That's it. That's just the bottom advice right there. If shit's wrong, fix it. Fuck everybody else. You don't owe anyone anything. I'm not the most liked person. I'm not the most disliked person. I'm not the fucking Giga Chad. I'm not the god. But you know what? I stand my ground and I'm a real motherfucker. And that goes a long way with me. That goes a long way. You know, that's it. I'm the friend to have, because if I'm your friend, I got your back no matter what. In battle, in life, I'm always there. And I'll never treat you like a rat. But the second you cross me, you're fucked. I don't even want to shake hands after. It's just, I warned you. I'm out. I feel the negativity. You're cut off. That's it. There's no second chances, because if they're a piece of shit once, they'll do it again. And especially being a content creator, you can't trust a lot of people. People are always out to get you. The Timmys, the Jimmys, the Terrys, the fucking Jerrys, they're all sitting in chat. And then the haters, the fucking rat squad, they're just waiting like, I hope he says something stupid. I'm just going to hit the button. I'm going to put it on Twitter. I'm going to put it on Reddit. And no one's going to give a fuck, because no one sees it anyway. I'm not important. Remember, they just strive every day to hate you, while you strive every day to be fucking great. You be, whatever you want, you be a better person, you succeed, and they fail. Have fun. Who wants to be on that fucking end of the stick? Do you want to be the person that fails every day, or the person that succeeds every day? That's it. You know? That's what we don't give no second chances in my Discord. You act like a piece of shit. If it's a bannable offense, you're gone. Have fun. And then they, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I was high. I was drinking. I was all fucked up. Shut up, bitch. What are you, 12? I remember my first beer. Fucking idiot. Like, grow up. You literally grow up. Like, come on. You know, people just, like, that's just the thing nowadays. Treat people like shit. That's literally the meta. Let's treat everybody like a piece of shit. Well, guess what? I'm not a piece of shit. I'm an asshole, and I say it proudly. But one thing I'll never be is a piece of shit. I take care of people. Every month, I do giveaways. Every time I try and give back to my community, I do it. You want to know why? Because they're my family, and it's literally what's grown my life to what it is today. Chat has saved me, my community, anyone that follows me on any social media, any part of my content, you saved me from a life that I wanted to get away from. And I'll never forget that. So I always give back. Always. No matter what. I'll never change, ever. I'm the same motherfucker that hit the button February 21st of 2016. I cleaned it up a little bit. I'm not going to lie. You know, I told you guys when I streamed 10 hours a day and worked 10 hours a day, I was an asshole. I didn't know how to handle the internet. But I admitted I was wrong. I admitted it. when I'm wrong sometimes and I say shit that I shouldn't, and I'm mean to someone, I apologize. You know, there was one time where I cussed some guy out in chat. He was being a real dick, and he messaged me and he said, "Hey, I'm kind of embarrassed. You embarrassed me in your chat, and I feel like you crossed the line." You know what I did? I said I was sorry to him live, and I wrote him a couple sentences in Twitch Whispers that I crossed the line. I admitted I was wrong. You might not admit when you're wrong, right when a situation happens, but a real normal person down the line would be like, you know, maybe I should have said that, you know. It happens, you know. No one's fucking perfect, but you have to understand, in this line of work, especially what I do, I'm an entertainer. I'm not a content creator. I'm an entertainer. Why? Because when you tune into my shit, I got a few minutes to impress you. After you watch the ads, of course. That was a joke. Bad joke, though. Twitch Turbo, best friend. Or sub. We love Twitch Prime. Anyways, I got a few minutes to impress you. If not, you're just like same old streamer. It's the same person. I'm out. I'm moving to the next one. I don't want to be that way. I want someone to watch me because, hey, is my favorite TV show's on. That's it. My favorite TV show's on. Clyde just hit the button. I want to go see what he's doing. It's awesome. And that's why I want to take my content to the next level. When I move in the house, I'm going to set up cameras in the living room. Or not in the living room, in the kitchen, in the basement, outside. We're going to chill. We're going to cook stuff. We're going to hang in the backyard, cook some steaks, drink some beer. Me just enjoying life, living through you guys, you know, doing cool shit. I can't wait to set up the drum set and I fucking get on the drums and smack a couple cymbals around. You know, you guys, I'm actually a decent drummer. I'm excited for that. I wanted to put a drum set in this house, but I decided to buy a huge ass Carl B fucking countertop from IKEA, and these two motherfuckers right here take up this whole goddamn room. And you know, that's just how it is. But I've been having a blast doing these podcasts, and like I said, they put this new feature on Twitch where I can like host something, and it's really cool. It just popped up on my dashboard, so I think next week I'm gonna try and get someone on. I'll see. Hopefully by tomorrow or Monday, I can confirm that a guest comes on and we'll hang out. It'll probably be the same layout like this, but you know, obviously there'll be two cameras, me and someone else, and we'll bullshit and chill, have fun. I want to forewarn people, if I have guests on, it's not going to be no dumb shit like you've heard before. Like, hey, what's your name and what do you do? No, like, hey, what do you think about this? What's your favorite sports team? Like, we're just going to be chilling, you know. By the way, go Browns, you know. We got Ohio State starting right now. I got to pull that game up. I'm going to miss a little bit of it, but it's okay. By the way, the Browns have been playing good football. I don't care what anybody says. They've actually been playing. I really wish that there were some upsets today in college football, but there wasn't. Hell yeah. Obsidian said, I purchased Twitch Turbo on the information you gave on stream. I rarely let anyone influence spending money, but the advice was accurate. I never watch ads again. Let's go. It's a dub. I'm a big mobile user. I watch so much Twitch on my phone, and every time I opened up a fucking stream, it would just add, and I was like, oh. And then since I didn't have it, every time I wanted to host a streamer, I'd click on the stream and I'd watch an ad because pre-rolls. I'm like, I'm done with this. So like 3 years ago, I bought Twitch Turbo, and it's, you know, again, it sucks because it's not available in every single country. So you know how it is. But thanks for the tips. Thanks for the subs. Chat, it's your time to hang out and get involved because we love seeing you guys tune in live. So at me with a question and I'll try and hit it. Ask me about anything as long as it's TOS. And yeah, let's chat for a minute. Who built my PC? This PC behind me right here is a custom built gaming PC from my previous gaming PC sponsor. They are no longer in business, but I love this rig. It's a 5950X with a 3090 water-cooled custom loop rig with a X570 Aqua motherboard. It's dope. This streaming rig right here was built by my current PC sponsor 5 years ago, Mr. Power GPU, and then I upgraded it. Right now, if you want to head over to powergpu.com and use code Clyde at checkout and get a fat discount. Favorite moment of watching sports and playing sports? I would say being at the game, obviously, Harmon. being at the game and watching sports and being able to just live that memory. I miss Friday Night Lights so much. I'm like a little kid. When I tore my ACL, I feel like everything was taken away from me. So like seeing the entrance of the players come out just gets me jacked. How did I meet Merc? Merc was just in my chat, and I was talking about TikTok, and Merc's like, yo, let me step up. You know, it's like the stuff I say in life, you know, let people step up, and, you know, you want something, you get it. And he just asked me, can I be your TikTok guy? And I gave him a chance, and he crushed it, you know, over 100K on TikTok, and now he's crushing YouTube with Guido. You know, I mean, I motivate him. I bust his ass and tell him to stop being lazy, but I always thought, like, as a creator, like with Guido, I met Guido through Sweat, and you know, that's how all that started. But a lot of creators always tweet out like, where's an editor? I'm looking for an editor. Like, why not just have someone from your stream become your editor? Because you don't need to do a lot of crazy edits. You just upload the raw clip. You don't need to do the fancy editing at first. You just need to get your content out there on TikTok and YouTube. So someone that watches your stream and knows your content, they're probably the best person for it, because they know how your attitude is and they know how you stream. Best memory when I was in the military. Oh shit. Getting the fuck off Paris Island. Getting the fuck off that island, I'll tell you that, man. Woo! When it was time to get the fuck off that shit, and I got out of basic, I was ready to leave. You know, yeah. I went to Marine Corps straight out of high school. Literally graduated, and 2 days later I left for Paris Island. Did that for 8 years. That was one of the best. And the camel. When I met a camel spider for the first time, we'll talk about that next week. But yeah, that's a good story. Goddamn fucking pet rats. What else we got here? Do I watch F1 racing? I don't watch racing. You know, I don't watch racing. I don't watch. I've watched rugby a couple times, soccer, golf. I fall asleep to. Baseball, I don't even like watching baseball. I like going to the park and getting the hot dogs and the peanuts and the beers, and I love spending $9 for a beer. But you know, that's just how it is. One country I'd love to visit. That's tough, man. That's tough, man. It's tough to pick one. I'm definitely going to Paris TwitchCon next year. I've never been to Paris. I'd love to do like an EU tour, like 2 weeks, take 2 weeks out of my streaming vacation and go tour EU and just hang out with people. Just be like, hey, I'm coming here next. Who wants to kick it? You know, I think it'd be dope to do that. Egypt, and God, it would, man, it would just be cool to do all that. It's in the works. It's just right now I got other plans in life right now. But if someone was like, yo, let's take an EU trip now, I'd book it and send it. You know, I'm always down for shit like that. Key, all good. Been listening while building new coffee table. Nice. I'm going to be doing all that stuff here soon. So with the new house, you know, again, I can't show a lot of new pics of the updated house because people are weird and they'll come stare at my windows at night. But the house is coming along. Monday, I go meet them and walk the property with the GC and get a house, get a fence quote. I need to get a fence quote for Thor. I need to get my yard installed. I need to get a washer, dryer, and TV, or washer, dryer, fridge measurements while I'm at the house. I need to order my furniture. Yeah, got to do a lot of shit. But I'm excited. You know, I'm ready for it. How did I get the name of the dog Thor? Well, I always wanted a Doberman, and I wanted a blue one. I always thought that the black and the black and the red ones, it's actually liver. If you get technical, it's a liver colored Doberman. I always thought the livers were nice, but I seen a blue Dobie and I was like, man, I really want a blue one. I've seen an albino Doberman, but the white ones, they have a lot of health issues, so I'm like, yeah, I don't want that. Like Thor being blue, it's pigment in his skin. Like he definitely has he has like thin hair on his back. But I give him fish oils. I give him vitamins so his hair keeps growing in nice and you know, thick. But you know, I take care of him. But yeah, I seen a breeder that was in Ohio. They've been breeding Dobermans for 40 years, and I was just scrolling. I'm like, you don't want a Dobie, you don't want one. And I seen that face, and I'm like, that was it. That was it. I'm like, I want this dog now. So I drove. It was on a Thursday, I remember, and I said, I'm going to get him on Saturday. I drove down to Cincinnati. I was standing there. There was one couple in front of me, and they had first pick, and they're like, don't get the blue one. He's ugly. I'm like, fuck did you just say? That's the homie right there. And you know, I'm obsessed with Avengers. Like, I want to get an Avengers sleeve as a tattoo. By the way, I did book my tattoo appointment. I am getting mechanical skin tearing mechanical parts on my arm, half sleeve. It's gonna be a full sleeve, but I'm gonna do a half sleeve at first. I wanted to do an Avenger sleeve, but I feel like everybody has one now. But there's gonna be a time where I probably get like the anvil hammer, you know. Get Thor's hammer because it's part of my brand with my logo on it, like right on the top of my hand. So, but yeah, so I just said, you know, yeah, Mjolnir, but I just said if I get a dog, I'm gonna name him Thor. So, best decision ever. That dog's my world. Like, I was so stressed out of streaming all the time and just not having any social life with friends and family. I needed to get a dog, and that dog has changed my life. He's part of my brand. Like, he just knows to be a part of the stream. He knows when to jump up and say hi to chat. Like, everyone loves him. I'm actually trying to talk to a company and get Thor plushies. So surprise, surprise, we're working on that. So that'll be like the next by the next shaker coming out for Gamer Sups. You know, that's obviously the next big thing coming out, but I want to get Thor plushies made. Modern Warfare 2 beta. I think I'm just gonna wait for the game to come out, and I'll play with chat. We'll do some squad nights. I miss PUBG, man. PUBG. I used to play. PUBG was my first PC shooter game that I played, and that's how I learned mouse and keyboard. I miss that game. If they made PUBG 2, I'd be ready to roll. So I promise I will play Modern Warfare 2. We will play Warzone. I don't want to play regular Crucible a regular team deathmatch. I want to go in and actually play Warzone. So we'll be playing with chat. I'm down. We're gonna be playing some other games too. We're gonna stay on the Destiny grind, but we're gonna play Modern Warfare. Let's play some God of War too. You know, maybe Elden Ring drops a DLC too. But I will be streaming the God of War launch for sure. I ever go to a state fair? State fair, yeah. I've gone to state fairs. I mean, if you're wondering if I get noticed in public, sometimes I do. Sometimes local people do ask. Have I ever been to the UK? I've flown through your airports. That's about it. I went to Italy when I was a child. I barely remember anything. But most of the time I was just traveling through airports if I stopped in other countries. What else we got here? My friend lives right across the river from Paris. Do you know anyone? I don't know anyone that lives in Paris. Oh yeah, Safety. Yeah, meeting a camel spider. That'll be there. Competitive gaming. Yeah, I used to be in competitive gaming when I was younger. I told you guys in the first podcast I played like COD tournaments, Madden tournaments. You know, it was game time. I used to be very competitive, even when I first started playing Destiny. Even though when people were coming around when they first met me, I was very, very competitive, and I hated losing. I still hate losing to this day. You know, I hate being a loser. You know. Favorite beer? IPA. I really like a nice hobby IPA, smooth beer. Great Lakes Brewing Company's by me. My favorite beer is Great Lakes Christmas Ale. You drink a 6-pack of that, it puts you on your ass. That's going to start brewing here next month. Yeah, it's tasty. Yum. But, you know, I'll drink the Bud Lights and stuff, you know, and piss my pants. What got me into a sneaker collection? I got into collecting sneakers just because, honestly, like, I just feel like if you got a clean fit on and a clean shoes, you know, you got some nice shoes on, like, you just represent yourself. You know, you can't have some busted ass shoes with a nice outfit. And growing up, I was friends with a lot. Like, when I grew up, I wasn't friends with a lot of guys. I was friends with a lot of girls. And no, I wasn't, you know, doing anything with them. I was just friends with them. And I just asked them, like, what are girls into? You know, they were kind of like my teachers, believe it or not. You know, I was just like, what do girls like? You know, anytime they get treated like shit from a guy, I'd be like, well, what caused that? And I always just ask them, and they were like, we like a guy that has nice shoes, nice shoes and a nice fit on, you know. I'm like, all right, be clean. So I just started collecting shoes because I was a douchebag, and now I told myself I wouldn't get back into getting a shoe collection because I used to have about 60 pairs, and I sold about 50 of them. And now look at me. I mean, this ain't nothing. Like what you see back here, there's so many boxes back there and boxes in another room. I just got the chunky dunkies here with the fragments and the Cactus Jacks, but I got a lot. Yeah, snacks. The house is still timed to be closed in the middle of the first week of November. Word from the wise: don't buy the super expensive front loader washer and dryers. Had Samsung paid out at the ass, and now I have a cheap top loader washer and dryer. They're way better, no lie. Yeah, I'm gonna go look at a couple stores, Brock, but a lot of people say that front loaders leak a lot. A lot of people say those front loaders leak. I have a top loader now, but you know, it's around so long. It's my first tattoo I got on my 18th birthday. It was my cross right here. I didn't have Clyde above it. It was just a family cross. I got this on my 18th birthday. I sat there in the chair, flexed up, and the guy's like, just relax. When he hit me, I got a little lightheaded, and then I just sat there and looked at it. But I think I was just so anticipated for it. Anytime I tell someone that you're going to get a tattoo, you should eat a candy bar and drink a pop. Get that blood sugar up, get the caffeine up. If you don't, and you just drink water before you go, or you don't eat, you will get lightheaded and you have a chance of passing out. I'm just warning you. I've seen people pass out at tattoo parlors. Don't be that person. Thor he'll be 3 in December. I've had him since February of when he was 2 months old. Best advice for someone trying to get into the content creator business: make a TikTok, make a YouTube, make an OnlyFans, make a fan house. No, do it. Just make a TikTok, make a TikTok, upload clips of something that you did cool in your stream, and upload it on YouTube as well. Hashtags, titles. You know, I'm still struggling on the YouTube side. I'm trying to get better with my YouTube videos, but again, I just need to try harder, and I promise I'll work harder for it. And yeah, I mean, dude, the thing about streaming is it's the job that you get into, and you need to accept failure. You need to accept that you put in 40 hours a week for something that you're not growing from it, and you're just like, fuck. You have to be able to accept failure. Swaney, I'm sitting in this chair, and I'll be streaming until they get rid of me. I'll be Grandpa Clyde in the chair. I like being an influencer. I like talking to chat. It brings a smile to my face every day that I get to do what I want to do and just hang out with people. I enjoy playing video games, but I enjoy talking to chat more. That's why I'm so talky with chat. You guys know I'm one of the most interactive streamers with chat. No matter what I'm doing, I could be doing raid helps, GM helps. I'm looking at chat. I see you. I say hi. Even if people don't say hi in chat, they think I'll ego them. I won't. If you ever need to ask me something, just at me. If you don't at me, it doesn't highlight it, so I might miss it. Unless you're like my mods, I ego them on purpose. So, rats. You know. What else we got here? Did you play any No, I really didn't, Frosty. I mean, games that I was really into was Madden. You know, they ruined Madden a lot. I was in Madden tournaments and Black Ops 1 tournaments, and then I just stopped playing them. Not as much. I've never played any video games like I've done with Destiny. Belting Beaver in San Diego has an IPA. I'll be in San Diego for TwitchCon, so I'll be trying it. Why was it that you had more women friends than men friends? I mean, just growing up, I had a girl that grew up across the street from me and down the street. I mean, not anymore. I mean, there's like 2 girls that I'm like friends with IRL that like live near me that I talk to, but I was just trying to study them. I was trying to study study women. I was scared shitless of girls when I was younger. I was scared of girls till I was like 15, you know? San Diego meetup. I mean, if people are coming to TwitchCon, I'll be there. Like literally I'll tweet, hey, I'm in San Diego. What's good? Let's meet up. Let's get drinks. Let's get dinner. I love going out to dinner. I love going out and getting different food, different drinks, different desserts. I want it all. Fucking sweets, chocolate. You give me it all. Fucking tower of onion rings, steaks, and I don't like just sitting around and being like, hey man, how's it going? You know, what's going on with Destiny? You know, fuck Destiny. Let's go hang out. Let's go do something cool. Let's go get all fucked up on drinks and then rent the scooters and ride them around. You know, gas lamp bar hopping. You know, let's hit it. Yeah. How many tats I got? I got 9, I think. I got my family cross with my name. I got my stars on my shoulders. Don't tread on me across my chest. Tribal across my spine and my back. And then I got a tribal leg piece. And I'm getting my half sleeve done very soon. Will I ever switch to YouTube? That would take a big 7-8 figure amount. I've been in North Carolina. I love Hilton Head. I love Hilton Head, South Carolina. Hilton Head's in South Carolina, right? Yeah. I love Myrtle Beach. Tropical side, like where? I mean, I want to go to Hawaii. I'd like to get some friends and go to Hawaii. I'd like to do a Vegas trip. I've never been to Vegas. I'm scared to go there. Charlotte, I got stuck in the airport for 2 days. I'd love to go to Bali. Bali would be great. Been to the Bahamas. Favorite food would be steak. I love steak. But I'm always down, you know. Like I always tell people, like I'd always be down if like one of my streamer friends hit me up or IRL friends hit me up and they're like, we want to plan a trip. I'd be down. You know. Community trips are kind of tough because, you know, but I've always said, you know, every year, you know, we had people come up for Cedar Point this year. That was cool. I want to do another meetup next year with the community. So what kind of cut steak though? Give me a tomahawk steak, medium rare, and I'm your best friend. Yeah, I got the game recording. Atlantic City. Oh, I got a story about that. You know, bachelor party. We spent about 25 grand in 3 days between 8 of us. Oh yeah, that's another story. Oh shit. Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah. That's why I'm scared to go to Vegas, because that's what we did the damage in Atlantic City. Like, I just need an adult with me. You know, I need an adult with me at Vegas and just be like, Clyde, you shouldn't do this. It's not a good idea. I'd be like, all right, you're probably right. But if someone's with me and they're like, just do it, balls to the wall, yeah, I'm fucked. 05, Doc. 05 to 13, brother. How much of these? I'd probably drink like 5 of these clear American waters a week. Maybe more. I'd probably drink like, yeah. I think I usually grab around 7 to 10 a week at the grocery store. Oh, we had so much fun in Colorado. That was so dope. If I do meetups with the community, I just say 18 plus, unless we're going to like GsxrClyde or TwitchCon, because I don't want to be responsible for anybody, you know. My favorite tat, don't tread on me across my chest. It says a lot. Oh, Mafia, tons of shit. I'll tell those stories next week. I think you already know the answer to that. I've had the Fuji apple, the peach, yeah. Ever been to Virginia? I was in Roanoke. Nah, I mean, I don't mess with it. I've tried vegan. It's not really a thing for me. Vegas summertime when pools are open and clubs. Oh god, yeah, that just sounds terrible. Missouri? No? Can't say I have. That's all good, Furry. Are you asking? You asked me if I'm natty, right? I juiced up when I was younger. That's what your question was, right? I was juicing up when I was younger. Yeah, I haven't done that shit for years. 2015. Yeah, I just got good genes, man. I keep good size, but man, that shit. It just it's a lifestyle if you want to choose it, but just make sure if you choose that path, you got a girlfriend, because those test spikes. Nope, that shit ain't even funny. Can I talk about when I was scared shitless the most? Honestly, when I found out my mom had cancer, she's like my fucking, she's like the energy that keeps me going every day. And that was tough. That was tough to see. But what'd she do? She whooped its ass, beat it. Fuck cancer. And it's motivated me, She actually wore my t-shirt that says never surrender when she went into surgery. That was tough. She looked at the doctor and said, "I'm here, I'm fine. My son's with me," and I got his shirt on. When she said that, I almost fell over. I'm like, yo, that's tough to hear, but Ferrari. No. Stay clean, man. Stay clean, man. Don't do it. Japan. I'd love to go to Japan. I just gotta find people to be down to go. I'd take a trip. I'd book it tomorrow. I'd be down. But we gotta wait for shit to. I don't even know if it's safe to go yet. I don't even know if it's safe to travel there yet. But I'd love to go see all the shit, all the heritage stuff, and just see the traditions. I love going to different countries. It's just a scary thing right now. I'm not worried about it, but other people are. I'm not scared to travel. I'll go anywhere, but other people won't. What's my advice? I mean, my advice on just cancer stuff is like, dude, when you find out that someone has a deathly illness, a disease, or cancer, like the best thing you could do is support them and be there. You got to be there, talk about the good, and enjoy every fucking minute you got, because you just never know. Life is full of surprises, and a snap of a finger, the last breath is gone, and it's just, man, I'm a little programmed different when it comes to this stuff. I've seen it happen. I've seen my friends. I've been friends with people, and all of a sudden the next day they're gone. I've been through a lot of that, so I feel like it's helped me over the years to train my body to kind of help others in that kind of situation, because I've been through it. At Zero, I mean, I'll be at GCX next year in August. I'll be there if you guys want to go. Biggest fear? Failing. Failing. It's my biggest fear. Failing, letting others down. I just can't accept it in life. I can't feel like a failure. It scares the shit out of me. I've been there. I've been there when I've had nothing, and I watched how my mom raised me with 3 jobs, and it scares the shit out of me. Name of the future kid? I have no clue. I'd probably be the girl's. I feel like the mom always has the rights to choose the name, and the dad just, or the guy just agrees with it. What do I do when I fail at something? I just study how I failed, what can I do to not make it happen again. It's tough, man. That's what I'm saying. Streaming, you set yourself up for failure. It's a 1% chance that you're good at everything you do. You're good at YouTube. You're good at TikTok. You're good at streaming. You just blow the fuck up overnight. That's just how it is. You have to accept failure. I can't give you an all-time favorite movie. I mean, American Sniper and, you know, Full Metal Jacket's one of the best, you know, but, you know, Top Gun, you know, there's too many to choose from. Favorite movie as a kid, Brave Little Toaster. I just showed my age. What animals scare me the most? Fucking spiders. I can't stand them. Anything I regret in my career would be not making a YouTube when I first started streaming. I love EDM music. EDM music is my shit. I used to have a hat collection. Right now I got about five hats. I got the brownie hat. I got the Cleveland hat. I got some old school hats like Bulls and shit to match some of my shoes. Pretty much every time I leave the house and I go shopping for shoes or outfits when I go to like TwitchCon, I buy matching hats, and I like matching everything, and just depends what I'm doing. Oliver and Company, that was a good one. That was a good one. The Brave Little Toaster. Hatless Clyde, when I shaved my head, I literally didn't wear a hat for a while. I just like wearing a hat because it's comfortable for me. I've wore a hat all grown up. But yeah, I'm glad we got the vibe on that. I'm glad we got to talk about story time. We got to talk about everything else. Right now, we're going to do that giveaway I told you about, thanks to Mech Arena. So someone in chat right now, I told you guys, if you stayed till the end, we were going to do a $100 giveaway. So people in chat right now, get ready to enter the raffle and spam like giveaway Gary's, because the winner is going to win $100. Yes, we do. We love Mech Arena. Yes, we do. And I did not say Mock Arena. It's Mech. So enter the raffle, win some money. We'll do some more giveaways. I got some emblems to give away. I got some other cool prizes to give away. I just told you guys that I would do this giveaway during the podcast, and we will do it on live stream more this week. Give me a custom hat. I'm down. I got a PO box. If anyone wants to send me anything, it's !PO. The wall of raffles. There they are. Look at all of them. Hey, man. Podcast every Saturday. This is every Saturday. Yeah, I like doing this. I've had such a great time just talking to you guys for these last couple hours. It's just a good time. It's a good time to just bond with people and, you know, make chat realize, you know, remind people why they watch you. And I hope people that listen or watch the videos or watch the podcast, you know, some of the stuff I say or talk about reaches you in a certain way and pushes you, you know. Yeah, D blank, I'm sure. I mean, if you type !PO, it just gives my PO box. US only? No, this is everybody. You guys got about 40 seconds left to enter, so everybody in chat right now, if you're listening, just spam !raffle. Check the score of the game right now. We are up 14-0. Buckeyes beating Wisconsin. That's what we like to see. Yes, we do. Love the videos. Hey, love you for being here. I hope you guys have been enjoying these podcasts. Like I said, we're going to start juicing these up. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. You know, we're going to pull the winner to this right now. Hopefully they're in chat ready to say something. It is the Phantom 12. This guy loves Titans. Guy loves Titans. He's a Titan main for life. And he just won $100. GG's to Phantom 12. Thank you so much, Snacks. Send you a message after this. This podcast push you. That's what I'm here for. Hey, yo, Phantom, the Titan main himself. Send me a DM on Discord of how to send you that money. GG's. So, again, If you guys are listening on Spotify, you're hanging out on YouTube, or you're hanging out on Twitch chat right now, thank you so much for tuning in for this week's podcast. We talked about a lot of good shit, and I hope it helped you. And thanks for supporting the brand and supporting the Clyde's Corner, because it's kind of funny how this all started. So thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you guys next week.